I was walking toward my favorite spot out on the city pier when I heard the breaking boards beneath my feet. Then, with a sound like a volcanic eruption, the entire left side of the pier collapsed at an angle, sending everyone stumbling, including me. Great, I thought. First I get fired and now this. What else could go wrong today? I guess I spoke too soon. While everyone else on the pier was able to maintain their footing, I went right over the guardrail and onto the beach 30 feet below. As I fell, I just prayed the sand was soft enough that I'd survive. When I opened my eyes, I assumed I was dead. I was still on the beach, but standing over me was the ghost of my father, who died more than 3 years ago. I stood up and looked myself over. I was still flesh and blood, still very much alive. I suppose I had to be hallucinating my dad's ghost. It made sense. I was fired from the engineering firm that he helped build from the ground up, so of course I felt like a failure. Then I heard another crack and the entire pier came down a few more inches, followed by a new round of panicked screams from above. The ghost pointed to the problem, a failing support beam. If a total collapse happened, people could die. Then he pointed at the driftwood lying around the beach. When I was a kid, me and my dad would collect driftwood to build castles. Little did I know, these were my first lessons in how to build things, so that eventually I could take over the family business. Suddenly, my engineer brain took over, and everything made sense. I knew what had to happen. I collected as many logs as I could find along the beach and lined them up along the broken beam. Then I took off my belt and cinched it around the group of logs. I pulled the strap on that belt as hard as my muscles would physically allow, and suddenly the beam snapped back into place. The pier was once again level, and the people on it were safe. I looked back at the ghost of my father. He simply put his hand over his heart, and then dissolved into the darkness. When I got back to the pier, I was hailed as a hero. I went on to start my own engineering firm, and have been #1 in town ever since.